Welcome, everybody. It's the Professionalist Real Estate Investing Podcast. I'm with my guy, Marcus Harvey.
What's happening? Property relief in the house. Good to see you, man.
It's been a minute.
Well, we got some snow outside.
Yeah, it decided it wanted to snow all of a sudden. I even talked about that with my brother last night. And I told him this morning, I said, yeah, you know it's snowing, right? He said, what? We were just talking about that. So this next one we're talking about, because the last time we talked, we said we was going to do that new construction.
Yes, sir.
So the future of new construction, trends, challenges, and opportunities for this year of 2025.
Yes.
So the first part would be smart homes and technology integration. I know a lot of homes right now that they're building is basically AI.
Everything from home automation, everything is turning to AI. It's getting crazy.
Yeah. And even like the apps, like you can do your blinds, do anything, landscaping, like turning on your sprinkler system.
Yeah.
The heater, the AC.
Yeah, there's definitely been home automation around for a minute, but now that AI has kicked in, I think it's going to beef up the home automation for home building, and it's going to get deeper, you know?
Yes, it is. And then the second part of this would be the EV charging stations and smart energy management. I know they're building a whole lot here in California, even here in town. I forgot what section, but they're building like a lot full of EV stations.
Oh, yeah. I've been seeing a lot here, especially here in Redding. They've just been popping up. Certain locations.
So the next part was sustainable, eco-friendly building, net zero homes, energy efficient designs. That's definitely a huge plateau that they're working on because, everything now with AI, they're building 3D homes. They know how to go about doing it where it doesn't take that much time and effort to get a high efficient home for this generation nowadays. Like it's not, those homes are like not even your typical house.
Right. Yeah. They're like, what do you call them? They're like homes / commercial compounds now or something. Because so people are putting so many different kind of amenities. It's just not they're looking at it like not just an average residential home anymore. Residential living plus a little bit of compound living. People are building these compounds and different type of living, new construction living. I noticed that with rappers too. They've been building compounds and stuff like that, different like music artists.
Yeah.
They'll have their normal house, a residential house where their family is, but then they'll have the compound where the homies come and the other artists come and record. I think I seen Burners the other day.
Oh, okay.
From Cookies. Yeah. It was a nice little video I saw of his compound. It was cool.
When I got this format of how, with the construction homes and I was reading through it, I was thinking of like, as cheesy as it might sound, I was just thinking about the Jetsons, how everything was done. Like, this was seen way before when we was kids. And now it's coming to light.
They was already talking about it in the cartoon.
Exactly. And then it says costs, benefits, and faster construction timelines. And then why investors are turning to the prefab development.
Yep, I've been noticing that too.
Because
I was just going to say, because efficiency, faster, in development, but that's not always the best way to go. I guess if you're doing like cheaper, affordable homes, maybe prefab might be faster to get stuff done. But if you're getting into those luxury new construction developments, you're gonna want to use, high quality products, not prefab stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be built from the ground up, you know what I mean? Type of development where it's just a lot better,
Yeah. When the efficiency and fast, I was thinking also too, I don't know, I haven't studied, but I know like the 3D, how they go about doing 3D for homes, that helps out a whole lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. The 3D building.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been noticing that. And that's, I've seen they had one of them Tesla robots doing the building and stuff like that. But the 3D printing with the robotic arms and all the robotics that's involved with the 3D printing, that's awesome.
Yes, it is.
I like that, how that's coming along.
Yes. And then the next one would be development, either in the urban sector or the suburban. It says demand shifts post-pandemic, where buyers moving to.
Yeah.
I know a lot of buyers, they're not moving to this state of California because we got too many taxes, because I swear we get taxed for breathing in this state.
No doubt.
But a lot of them are moving to the Midwest, the Midwest, Texas,
Florida,
the Carolinas, Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely in I call them the friendly landlord states.
Yeah, people are getting out of California to go to those states. Yeah.
Yes, they are. That's it. And you know what? And it helps out too especially with investing, because when it comes to we talk about taxes a lot. This tax is heavy on everything, but those other places, like, they're not tax heavy. They're actually for the landlord. Here in the state of California, like, you can do real estate in any state,
right?
But you got to make sure you pick and choose, because it's a strategy game and it's a longevity game at the same time.
Oh yeah, California is just a little bit rougher, especially like right now with the economy. It's always kind of been its own market a little bit than the other states. California to me has just been its kind of like its own market for a long time. So
yeah, this next part is definitely it's definitely in this time of period that we're going through right now, especially with that T word, tariffs. What key challenges in new construction? Rising material and labor cost. Lumber, steel, supply chain disruptions, shortage of skilled labor, and how it impacts build times. Because the aluminum's about to get tariff tax. A lot of these supplies that are used for building homes is going to cost. And it's cost. So you got to think, if the contractor, we get it here in the country, the contractor builds the home, those home prices are going to be different now.
Those costs are going to be passed on to the consumer at the end of it, because the builder has to have his cost still.
Yeah.
And those tariffs have to be paid. So it's going to get more expensive for sure.
Yeah. And everybody, everybody wants that profit too.
Yeah. You gotta have that profit, because, what are you in business for? You're trying to make money,
right?
But there's definitely going to be coming up soon and already with rising material costs and labor costs for sure.
Yeah. It's happening right now. And I know we have another tariff tax that's coming up on April 2nd.
Okay, yeah.
The president wanted to do it April 1st, but he didn't want to make it an April Fool's joke. So he said, I'm going to do it for April 2nd.
Yeah.
And then next one will be zoning and regulatory hurdles, stricter building codes and permitting delays, how local governments influence development timelines.
All the time, yep.
I got a little quick story about that. I had a friend, he actually got a home and land passed on to him. And what happened was, when he got it in his name, he kept on getting these letters, like, hey, you need to clean up this property in 30 days. So I accidentally called him a mistake. And then he's like, Tony, I'm ready to sell this home, sell the property and home and everything. And I was like, all right. So I went up there and seen him. And bruh, the house, basically, if me and you leaned on the house, it would fall down. It's the only house I've seen that it didn't have a foundation.
Oh, wow.
It did not have a foundation, but where it was located at was in a great spot. And there was a zoning area for residential and commercial, both.
Okay.
And then the gentleman in the front of the house, his backyard, that's the backyard to the house. He's always wanted to buy that property for the past 15 years, and I was able to help my friend sell it. So the thing that comes with this is you got to make sure, especially where the property's at, you got to make sure what the code is. Is it residential, commercial, or is it both?
Yep.
You definitely want to know that, because you're looking at different types of costs when it comes to that, to the zoning.
Yeah. That's like right at the beginning too. You got to check that zoning always, because you don't want to be developing something in the zoning. You can't develop on it because it's not the right zoning. You want to make sure you get that checked out.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next hurdle would be interest rates and financing struggles. Higher borrowing costs for developers and buyers, and how investors can adapt to changing rate environment.
Yeah.
It's all strategy, especially with the interest rate and where it's at.
Right.
Especially this year, like they said, it'll go down just a little bit, maybe another quarter, but that's basically it. It's not going to be nothing extravagant like 2020 with the pandemic, when people were getting 2.0 interest rates.
2 and 3 and 4s and stuff like that. Nah, it's definitely not coming back.
It's not even getting close to that again.
No time soon.
And then you got to think about it too, like our parents and other people's parents, when the interest rate used to be 15, 16, 17%. And they're like, oh, that was low then.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
And the next part, investment opportunities in new construction. So best markets for new construction in 2025 says the top cities and states with strong demand.
Yep.
Definitely, especially Kansas City, Missouri. That's a hotbed. Definitely Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
Houston, I'm hearing.
Yes.
Florida for sure. They're always building. Markets changed a little bit in Florida. It's kind of slowing down. They're still building, I believe, but prices are getting cut bad in Florida just because of the way the market is right now. A lot of builders are losing, from what I'm hearing and seeing. A lot of builders out in Florida are losing right now. Like they're having to cut prices like major right now. So, it's a still good place to build. People are going to still build Miami, other places in Florida, Texas, like I said, Dallas and Houston and stuff like that, Austin. We were talking about Kansas City. Oh, we were saying that Kansas City is good to build, but the HUD Section 8, they got a lot
Section
of
8.
Yeah, they got a lot of vouchers out there.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, those would be the spots right there. Not so much like California, not Oregon. Even though Oregon has no income tax, that helps out a whole lot too. But that's the same way with Nevada. Washington is a pretty expensive state too. I know a lot of people who moved to Idaho. There was a time period, a lot of people were in Idaho, but then that got flooded because so many people from California were moving to Idaho. So that bumped up everything much higher. Yeah. So that was a chain reaction right there that happened right there.
Yeah.
And then definitely Kansas, Oklahoma, down to Texas. And then you got, like I said, the Carolinas. Those southern states around there, they're good too. The Virginia, North and South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, those states right there, those are good friendly states right there.
Yeah, nice states to start building, developing. Like I said, there's also still good rental properties out there that's still going to cash flow. It's California, and depending on where you at, you can't cash flow nowhere here.
No.
It's super hard.
It is. The next one would be investing to build to rent, BTR developments. Our rental demand is driving new construction, single family rental communities versus multifamily developments.
Yep.
Definitely the rental part. I know a lot of people nowadays, I remember I was doing an interview with someone and we were talking about that. So a lot of people in this generation, they don't want to buy, they want to rent.
Right.
The reason why they want to rent, because why would they want to leave from a rental establishment that has, you can do physical fitness, exercising. You don't have to worry about a lawn. You have all the accessibilities. I mean, some of them have like a little coffee shop, a little restaurant.
Yeah.
Everything that they need, they're like a mile away from downtown, different shops, shopping, access to the highway if they want to leave. A lot of people want that. It's more of like a security blanket. They don't have to worry about if you buy a house, homeowner's insurance, if something breaks down.
Yeah.
It's just, they don't want to deal with any headache. They want to live like a simple life when it comes to it.
Right.
So a lot of people nowadays are, because that American dream was, work 40 hours a week, get 401, 403, and then, buy your perfect home and everything. A lot of people are just like, no, how about I just rent at a certain rate? Everything that's coming to me, and I don't have to worry about if I had a home.
You're not trapped under a 30-year mortgage. You can get up out of there whenever you're ready. If you see something better, you can go rent that. Renting is like way more optional now. That home buying American dream is, everybody's noticing it's not the American dream. Just another liability at the end of the day.
And I give props to everybody who owns a house. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm not degrading the one that doesn't have their own home.
Right.
But I'm just showing how everything has shifted from a lot of stuff, like I said, shifted from the pandemic to now here in 2025, because everything's about speed, how fast you can get it, less responsibility, more privileges. That's what it's coming down to nowadays.
It really is. People want to get up and go. It's more about freedom than it is just staying put. People want to be able to get up and go whenever they want to without being like, oh, I'm strapped down to this house for 30 years.
Yeah.
I can't go nowhere.
Right.
So,
and then the way jobs are nowadays,
no one's safe, man. You got to keep multiple streams coming in, because when one dries up, you got to figure out something else,
Yes. And then in partnership with developers and profitable deals, joint ventures and private lending opportunities.
Yeah.
And how to secure pre-construction deals at a discount. That's something I would love to learn how they go about that with the pre-construction deals at the discount.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of learning right now as I'm like researching new construction, because it's new to me and everything. Of course, I've heard about it throughout me trying to wholesale and me trying to learn about flipping and everything. But just now learning new construction, I'd love to learn that process, the pre-construction, how to set up the deals. And I'm looking on YouTube and certain websites and I'm figuring it out,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And then it says actionable steps for real estate investors is like how to analyze a new construction investment. If the best way to go about that, I would see, if you can find out, like if you go around new construction and be like, you can talk to, it's as simple as talking to someone. You talk to the right person, like, hey, who do I need to talk to? I would learn to know about new construction, that sector, how to go about knowing if like even what we was talking about with the construction details at a discount.
Yeah.
Like how do you go about that?
Right. Like what are the steps you took to get pre-construction deals like at a discount? Like what are you telling the people at Home Depot? What are you telling the people at the lumber yard?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the conversation you need to have with there's the lumber vendor, the steel vendor, all of them.
And then I don't know how much plays in the part of mortgage lenders, how much they know about it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get a good mortgage lender, ask them about how to kind of go about, know more about the new construction. Because
the whole process, yeah.
Because, we're looking at a deficit between 7 to 9 million homes right now for people to live in this country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So then after that, you need how to leverage financing options, construction loans, partnerships. Definitely talk to your mortgage lender about that to get the needed steps that are needed.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, that's a little bit about new construction. Don't know a whole lot about it.
No, not yet. We're learning though.
But it's going to happen because it's a need. New construction is needed. Like I don't know what they're going to do for a lot of places that are dealt with when it comes to all these empty commercial buildings. Like I don't know what's going to come about it. I know that a lot of them, they're not selling them, they're leasing them because they don't want to get rid of. They don't want to get rid of that portfolio right. So I know a lot of them are keeping them, so they want to at least lease it.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what to do with the old Shasta County courthouse. Yeah, I seen on the news the other day trying to figure out, should we demolish it? Should we make it a parking lot? Should we make it other offices for other county workers? And they trying to figure that out right now. They're either trying to spend $78 million, like $9 million for there's 3 options. They're trying to figure it out. Something crazy. I know they said for a new parking lot, it was going to be like $78 million or something to just tear everything down and make it all a parking lot.
I wish I was an investor in that parking lots.
Parking lots, yeah. You can make some money.
One of the easiest investments ever. You don't have to deal with no toilets, do any of that. No, not at all. Yeah, so that's it for the future of new construction. It's changing. Everything is changing all the time. Like I said, because everybody wants everything up to date, easy access.
And I'm thinking before we end this, with new construction that's going on right now, we got Donald Trump in office. Of course, he's a real estate developer. Everything's going to be kind of tailored towards, builders, real estate, building, developing. He's not going to make any crazy laws that's going to prohibit new construction going on, new development going on. I think that it's a good thing that new construction is still going on in this economy, even though it's, the way the rates are and how spending is right now. At least keep that going because we still need affordable housing. We still need people to get into, housing.
And I heard also too, as long as he's in office and especially with real estate.
Yeah.
This is the prime time to get in, to broaden your horizon and to get into real estate investing.
Yeah.
Because this is just open opportunity because he deals with a lot when it comes to real estate investing. Like he's not going to do anything harsh when it comes to the real estate side. This is the prime time for everybody to get themselves in order to get into real estate investing.
Right. You got 4 years at least to be able to take advantage of any kind of programs, anything related to development. This is a good time to be able to get in. That's why I'm learning.
All right then, world. I'm with my guy, Marcus Harvey. We talked about a little bit about the future of new construction, especially in this time period of 2025. Like and subscribe.
You guys got to watch that Professionalist. Come on, keep them comments coming. Keep the views coming. We're going to come with some fresh new topics. Let us know too what you guys want us to talk about. We'll talk about it.
And I have interviews coming up, lined up too. So yeah, there's a lot of things I'm working on. It's a process. It's nothing was given. It was a process, you know, from the first time I thought about just doing this, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And like my guy said from Think Media, I punched fear in the face and still going.
Still going.
All right. Everybody have a good rest of the day, good rest of the week, rest of the month, and rest of the year. God bless.